Today, I want to talk about the new scenes we got from the trailer of Helluva Boss that seem to show the agents of Dorks and the Cherubs returning for a joint episode where they team up against the IMP gang, which I believe will be the plot for the episode titled Mastermind. Let's break it all down so we can try and figure out what will happen in this fun-looking episode. My name is Deepcut, demons call me ImpSona, and let's dive into it. The Cherubs were introduced in episode 4 of season 1 as angels coming down to Earth to help humans, but they end up getting kicked out of heaven when they accidentally murder a bunch of people in a crowd while trying to fight the IMP gang. In episode 6, the agents of Dorks were introduced as humans who had been watching the IMP gang for a while, getting recordings of their various adventures. Some of you may remember back years ago at this point how I made a video right after episode 6 detailing how I thought the agents of Dorks have to have a connection to the Cherubs, even if they don't realize it yet. Episode 6 had opened with the IMP gang just so happening to be doing a job outside the Dorks headquarters, a strange coincidence. This may have just been a humorous way to get the plot of the IMP gang being captured faster, but part of me wants to believe that the Cherub gang has been watching the agents of Dorks and is very much interested in using them to get revenge on the IMP gang, perhaps setting up missions that the IMP gang can take near the agents of Dorks so that they can get caught. Now, in the trailer, we get a few clips of the Cherubs and the Dorks interacting with each other, combining their subplots as I had theorized, though we see here that they are meeting for the first time. Despite capturing and containing the Cherubs at first, the agents of Dorks seem to team up with the Cherubs later in the episode, as we can see a shot of what looks like the Dorks opening a portal to hell with special machinery, and we see the Cherubs there with them. We also see another shot where Blitz is in a portal, but it's different and he's smiling at the sad Dorks. Now, my hope is that this episode opens similar to episode 6, where we would see the IMP gang on a mission and the agents of Dorks interfering. My hope is that we see it confirm that whatever mission Blitz is on is something the Cherubs had called in themselves. While it might be hard to place a call to hell, it shouldn't be impossible. We already know that Blitz's TV in his office was getting the Cherub commercials from heaven, and the Cherubs may have something like the hell phones, but heaven phones that work on Earth and could connect them to people in heaven or hell even. It would be funny if they were even just going to humans who were about to die and promising them that, as angels, that if they go to hell and convince the IMP gang to do X or Y mission, they will rescue their souls and bring them to heaven afterwards. As Cherubs, this lie would be very believable to the silly cartoon humans on their deathbed, and I could see a lot of IMP's recent success actually being just the Cherubs working overtime to try and sabotage the IMP gang and failing. However this pans out, I also hope it's revealed that the Cherubs were trying to be sneaky and were trying to get the Dorks to capture the IMP gang so they'd get in a similar trouble as them, perhaps being kicked out of hell for letting the human government learn about the existence of demons. Whatever happens, something is going to backfire, and we can see the Cherubs being hit with tranquilizers and then zapped by tasers. Inevitably, this would lead to the interrogation scene of the Cherubs where they reveal that they want to smite the demons, and that would make them a common enemy of the Dorks. While the Cherubs are being held prisoner at first, the fact that they're just floating around while the hell portal opens later shows that the Dorks really began to trust them and let them loose. This may backfire as the Dorks want to keep and study the IMP gang and probably ultimately defend the Earth against hell as a whole. Because of that, aligning themselves with angels seems like an obvious choice, angels being seemingly the good guys, but the Cherubs are fallen, deranged little monsters that will likely stop at nothing to kill Blitz when the Dorks are unable to make a simple capture. The giant machine is something that could be made with the help of the angels, but it's also possible that the agents of Dorks were working on this long before the episode began, finally being able to create a portal now that they are aware that they can exist between the two worlds. It's also possible that this technology is influenced by the real-life demonic seals that are used inside the show as well, such as the seal that Stolas uses to summon himself into the human world. An even more interesting route than just using a portal to get to the IMP gang directly then is perhaps using the machine to not just summon Stolas with the old-fashioned seal, but to contain him once he's on this side, making him their prisoner. It would be epic for Stolas' trick to summon himself to Earth to backfire and make the Dorks realize that the summoning magic could be used against him in this way. This would also set the episode up to have a more dramatic angle for the characters, as so far the only shot we see from the episode featuring a main character is the one at the very end where Blitz is smiling as he retreats into a portal, which I presume to be the end of the episode. This portal is the Asmodean Crystal Portal, and thus seems to be Blitz just getting in one last taunt before disappearing back to Hell after having destroyed whatever machines the Agents of Dorks had. But if he had the crystal to begin with, the episode would end really fast, as if they used the portal to summon Blitz, he'd just teleport right back. The summoning seal for Stolas, on the other hand, is meant to be used to help contain the demon that is summoned. The first time he summoned himself, he may have spared the Agents of Dorks because he couldn't actually harm them the way he had been summoned. This would make this new episode a very dramatic reversal of its Season 1 counterpart, where Stolas is the one who's trapped and Blitz has to come save him instead of the other way around. While this could just be a funny, silly episode where Blitz is essentially a side character, we could also get more dramatic moments like Moxie and Blitz had back in Season 1, this time with Blitz and Stolas, perhaps also getting some of that truth gas. This story is theorized to be part of the episode titled Mastermind, which comes after Full Moon in May, Apology Tour in June, and Ghost Effers in October. Blitz and Stolas appear to break up in Full Moon, and in a later shot, we see Stolas performing on stage with Verosika in front of a sign that says Blitz sucks. We also see shots of Stolas being polite to Blitz at best, but ultimately looking angry as he is invading Stolas' alone time, with Stolas asking someone, perhaps Blitz, if he even regrets the things he does. Whatever happens in these 3 episodes, Blitz and Stolas are going to be in a rocky place, and this kind of reversal where Blitz saves Stolas is exactly what they need to jumpstart their relationship again after it seemingly goes downhill in Full Moon and Apology Tour. Even after their tense situation in episode 7 of season 1, Stolas could still very easily be won over by Blitz when Blitz simulates rescuing him from the burning stage when they visit Hollywood, setting up the idea that even if Blitz does something to push Stolas away, that rescuing Stolas is something that he simply can't resist. I want to imagine this sets up a scenario where Blitz really does come in and save the day, allowing him to really prove to Stolas that he does care about him, but that he pushed Stolas away because he felt hurt by Stolas trying to end their arrangement. This would also reverse the damage not just of this recent fight, but by Blitz not coming to rescue Stolas when he was kidnapped by Stryker again. Even after Blitz thought Stolas had thrown him away, Blitz would want to go rescue Stolas, not wanting to risk seeing him rushed off to the hospital again, or worse, just outright dead even after their fight. He'd rescue Stolas, they'd destroy the Agents of Dorks tech, and they'd be left depressed over the remains as we see in the trailer, with Blitz being cheeky enough to come in and get one last gotcha with his Asmodean Crystal Portal. With this item in particular, he'd be able to rescue Stolas with ease, and I wonder if he could even use it to his advantage to sneak around. Without needing the complex seals such as we see Luna drawing in episode 1 with the Grimoire, I wonder if the Asmodean Crystal could be used to just constantly go back and forth between different parts of the base, messing with whatever he needs to in order to save Stolas. But what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and if you have no thoughts, just say ooh woo instead. See you guys later.